All right. So real quick, because I know we talked about it ever so briefly yesterday, but the Jalen Green comments. He went number 2, Houston Rockets. Some Piston fans wanted him number 1. Well, he did not have much nice to say about Detroit, which was a little bizarre, but he's young. I mean, he's 19 years old, all right? He probably won't do this in the future. But here's what he said, and one thing struck me. He goes, I wanted to be the number 1 pick, but as far as location, I didn't want to be in Detroit. I felt a lot more comfortable in Houston. It felt like a real homey environment. With Detroit, it felt like I was going back to the G League bubble, and I just got out of the bubble. That's pretty much what it was. Now, well, here, I'll continue. He goes, in the G League bubble, I didn't really have anything to do but stay in the gym. I didn't have time away for myself. The only time I had for myself was my apartment. That's what it felt like in Detroit. I wouldn't be stepping outside in Detroit. There aren't things you can do in Detroit like that. You're going to stay in the gym and go to your apartment. Okay, so here's the one thing I thought of. No offense to Jalen Green, but kid, you grew up in Fresno, which, talk to anybody from California, Fresno's the armpit of the state. Literally, it smells like an armpit because the air quality in Fresno is horrific. Nobody likes Fresno, California. It's a dump. Now, we're allowed to make fun of Detroit. We live here. However, where's this kid? That did surprise me. Like, if he was from L.A., or he was from Miami or something, I'd go, well, cultural shock. Dude, Fresno to here, this may as well be heaven compared to Fresno, California. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sick. Let me smell all that manure and sulfur. Awesome.
Yeah. But
Fresno!
This is clearly a fact that Detroit didn't pick him. So now all of a sudden he changed his mind. He became angry. And now he wants to trash Detroit because, Mike, when he was going through the process, quotes of Jalen Green, I want to live in Detroit.
I love Zug Island.
And now, okay, this isn't a place for me because it was bad and blah, blah, blah.
But here's the cool part. I like when people do stuff like this because then it gives us something to root for. Like, rivalries are dead in sports, unless it's college football or basketball. Like pro, what rivalries are there? Realistically, teams aren't together enough to form rivalries.
No.
But this dude, he's going to be in Houston for the better part of 10 years. And Cade will be here the better part of 10 years. You have the rookie deal, and then you have that first contract extension. You get 8 to 9 years as a franchise before the inevitable Kevin Durant, get me out of here.
I don't think Jalen Green's going to be in Houston that long. I think he's just going to be like, he's going to try and pull a Zion and just, no, dear God, get me out of this city.
Why?
It's this type of player he is, Mike. He's a very Jalen-oriented type player. And I don't think that Houston is big enough for him. Similar to how New Orleans is not big enough for Zion.
Rico just character assassinated Jalen Green.
No, it's Jalen Green.
Fascinating.
I mean, I don't know what
but
trust
yes.
me, you will hear rumblings in year 2 or year 3. I don't know if I'm happy here, kind of what, you heard a little bit out of Luka Doncic with Dallas. I don't know if I'm really happy here, fellas. You're hearing it with Zion. I don't know if I'm happy here. Make me happy or I want out.
You know what I like, though? See, this is, for me, it puts it to bed. I wanted Cade Cunningham. Cade wanted to be here. That night Cade came to Comerica, he looked like he was having a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like that he wants to be here. And sure, I guess that could change, but I think it puts this to bed because now, once this dude said this stuff,
Mike,
you're done.
Mike, you saw the utter disappointment on Zion's face.
Oh, please.
When all of a sudden the ping pong, they open up the envelope, New Orleans Pelicans. Wait, is that the funny way to spell New York Knicks? That's because it's New Orleans Pelicans, son. New York? New Orleans.
Right. No, run the machine again.
And you knew he's got a countdown clock. Yep. It's when Ndamukong Suh came to Detroit. You knew. This was not a long-term relationship.
His sister said, we like the contract. It gets us to free agency fast. Huh. Everybody knew except Martin Mayu.
Right. As Juan Gonzalez said, apartment. Not house, apartment.
Oh, that's a good bit right there. Phil Garner. Why is he not playing it? Flu-like symptoms.
Right.
Flu-like symptoms.
Yeah. So
Juan Gahn did not want to be here. All right, David, give me a few of the texts. But the Jalen Green comments are what they are. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy here, and I'm also not going to do some soliloquy. No, this isn't an NBA destination. But, man, when you grew up in Fresno, California, you don't have a whole hell of a lot of room to talk, man.
Hey, man, his feelings just hurt. That's all. He's just in his feelings right now. I mean, that's how I see it. He's 19. He wanted to go number one. He didn't get it. So you have to say, well, I didn't want them anyway, to justify it to yourself. It's when you go to the girl and the girl tells you, nah, I don't want to give you my number, it's normally followed by, well, I ain't want your number anyway. Well, then why did you go and ask for it?
Well, that settles that. David.
F Jalen Green. He sounds like a butthurt scorned little because he didn't get drafted number one. One, he's childish, immature, ignorant, grow up.
How do you have the energy in your day to be all bent out of shape about this? Okay, go ahead.
Detroit versus everybody. Never forget that, Mike. Write that down. Are you writing that down?
No.
Write that down.
Oh, good.
I'm with Green. It sucks here from Ryan. How about you get a plane ticket out of here then, Ryan?
Once again, it's Detroit versus everybody. He wrote it down. Go ahead, David.
Rico, when Green was here, you never saw his face at a Tigers game. But guess who you saw? Cade. So either Cade is working on us or he's the real deal.
Cade's publicist or his agent or whoever told him, when you get drafted by Detroit, look in the camera and put on a pair of buffs. They will love you forever. That was it, man. He could do no wrong. He became it. The Comerica Park thing was the setup. The buffs, done. Detroiter, embraced. Mike's looking at me like he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
I'm just amazed that's all it took.
Mike, we have no stars in this city. He embraced, it wasn't that, he embraced Detroit culture. Probably the only other thing that he could have done was pull a coney dog from his jacket and eat it live on the air. And then that would have been it right there.
Jalen reminds me of Eli Manning on draft night. I don't want to play there.
Oh, don't get me
You
started.
think Jalen would have pulled that?
No. Oh, please. He would be sitting around. I want to throw out the first pitch, and I want to flip the coin at the Lions game. He would have did all of that stuff until the Pistons started losing.
You got to remember, Eli Manning was the brother of Peyton. Peyton was approaching, damn near his zenith. He was a Manning. He was a quarterback. The Chargers, and remember, this is pre the new CBA. The Chargers are a notoriously cheap organization. And the family could get him in New York, get him a bigger, better deal, the BBD. That is one of the only times in sports you have the leverage to get that done. And, of course, Eli had Daddy do it for him. And then the Giants ended up having to give up multiple picks to go draft his ass, and they could have ended up with Phillip Rivers and been just fine. I digress. Next. That's my bad.
No, what does that sound?
I'm not answering because I know what it is.
Knock, knock.
Yeah, who's there?
That's Eli knocking on the door with 2 Super Bowl rings.
That's great. Good. Hopefully it's at David Tyree's house and he can drop him off. That's who he owes it to.
2 rings, Mike.
Okay, next.